so this is a stress relief and flow. It's all down on the floor. If you're injured, then obviously I would not be recommending you do this. You should be taking a rest and relaxing. If anything feels uncomfortable at any point, then please just stop and listen carefully for alternatives that are given as we go through. So we are going to start with pigeon pose. So remember there's alternatives for this and I'm going to give them as we go through. So coming over onto the knees for me. Let's bring ourselves onto the knees. We're going to bring our right leg forward. So hands are coming down onto the floor. Take your left leg back, right knee comes forward. Okay, so it's underneath the bottom. We then let the hands relax. Now we can be in this position and you might think, yeah, this feels okay, Gemma, I'm happy here. Then you might prefer, if you don't like that position, to be over on the side of the bum cheeks. You're resting on the bum cheeks. So that is part one of the position. We're not quite fully in position yet. So I'm just be conscious because I've still got a broken toe and I can just feel in this posture that it's just getting a little bit irritated. So I'm bringing my hand to the inside of my thigh. I can rest on my hand or I may take my hand into a knuckle, but I've got to make sure that my wrist and forearm are in alignment with that. I don't want it dropping or bending and damaging the wrist. Then I'm going to bring my back leg up. I'm going to take a hold. Now what I'm looking for is a nice stretch of my hip flexor. You might find that you bring it up and you're like, I can't reach. Pair of tights, strap, or if you've got a band or a belt from a towel, dressing gown, that'll work just fine. So I'm here. I want to adjust myself further. I want to take this back knee further. So I'm going to drop it out and take hold. I'm looking forward. There's no spinal rotation in this. I'm looking forward. If this is uncomfortable, that first option, remember, where we're over onto the side, we can just have the legs bent, or we can draw that bottom, draw the foot towards the bottom. And again, if we can't quite reach it, we can use a strap, a belt, a band, or a pair of tights. I say tights because they're great. If you've got a pair of tights, they're great for using for assists in yoga. You don't have to buy expensive equipment. So we can be here or we're here and we're looking forward and we're just breathing Ujjayi breath. So in through the nose, out through the nose. And making sure you've got that pelvic contraction going on. So you're working that pelvic floor. Remember I said about lifting it up. So that pelvic floor starts from the back of the bottom, comes all the way around to the front of the pelvis, and we're contracting and pulling up. Take a deep breath, bring it down, hands either side, slip it in, other side we need to do. So we take it out, and again, remembering, so the foot's underneath the bum, but if that's not comfortable, we're coming over onto the side, okay? So nice and steady. Bring that outside arm into the inside. We can rest on the fist or we can rest on the hands. Bring the leg up. Take a hold. This is my broken toe side. So nice and steady. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you could be on that in that side position, holding, or you might just have it here on the floor. It's what's right for you, okay? What's right for you. She says, and then I can't get back in position. So nice and steady, holding it firmly. Pelvic floor engaged, abdominal belt. I'm sorry, I can't rotate my head in the direction to see you for this. So nice and steady. I'm going to just adjust a little bit more. Breathe in Ujjayi breath. That's just a simple nasal breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. And take a deep breath. Exhale, release. Bring that leg down, hands either side, knees in. We're going into child's pose. Now remember, knees together, shoelaces, bum on the heels, and then we lower the chest. But if we need a little bit of extra space for our chest, our tummy, we just take our legs and our feet a little bit wider. And that's going to take the pressure off the heart, the tummy, the chest. We want the child's pose. It's a restorative pose. So if coming down with the knees narrow is causing you pressure in your chest and you're not feeling like you can breathe comfortably, then that's not restorative. So just take that adjustment if you need it. So I've got mine a little bit wider. Take a deep breath. As exhale, slowly come down. Remember, you can pop a cushion or a hardback book or a block to rest your forehead on if you wish. And we're just resting here for a few moments. So just settling in that child's pose, just breathing, letting any feelings settle where they need to settle, letting the body unfold and open up into that posture. Just relax there for a moment. So let's take a deep breath. As you exhale, one hand by the knee, then the other, very gently. Pelvic floor, abdominal connection in place. Let's lift. Head always comes up last. Come over onto our bottom. Remembering that the head is always the heaviest part of the body, so we always want that to come up last. Okay, Sukhasana, easy pose. Remember, if easy pose is uncomfortable for you, you can have your legs like so or like so. Just find a position that's comfortable. Some people find cross-legged a little bit uncomfortable, okay? So easy seated spinal rotation now. So let us take our left hand to our right knee, right hand behind, looking tall, sitting tall, look over the shoulder. Breathing deeply. Don't twist or rotate the neck too far. Keeping tall, shoulder blades back and down. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bring it round to the other side very gently. Right hand on the knee, left hand behind, looking over the shoulder. Remembering, if it feels uncomfortable, make the range smaller or just stop at any time. Take a deep breath. Exhale, come back. Taking the legs nice and wide, wide forward fold. Legs as wide as feels comfortable and right for you. I know I'm cheating, I'm leaning up against the wall. Naughty Jem Jem. So, sitting nice and tall, hands just resting in front. Shoulder blades back and down. Remember, this is a nice inner thigh stretch. Lifting up the pelvic floor, abdominal belt in place. Take a deep breath. Let us walk forward. Shoulder blades back and down. Keep that chest open. The lower you can go, great, but make sure that you're always pushing those shoulder blades back into the back pocket. I don't want you to be coming over and hunching over so you get down, but actually your spine's got loads of awful pressure points going on and it's uncomfortable and not doing anything. We want everything to be open and strong and stable. When we come away from these flows, what we want is to have great form, great technique, because that's what gets us results. And just because we can get somewhere sometimes doesn't mean we should be there. And that's just life in general, not just yoga postures. So holding it there, gently Let us sway from the hips if you need to. You don't have to sway. Swaying lets the muscles find their way to take you deeper without doing any damage. So we never ever want to bounce, but we can sway and breathe and hold. And again, take a deep breath. And again. Take your hands towards the thighs if you can reach your toes, fantastic, but don't worry if not, keeping it open, keeping those shoulder blades back and down. Remember, this flow is about stress relief. I don't want you feeling stressed while you're in these flows. Take a deep breath. Exhale, come back. Slowly, gently. Come over onto your side, come over onto your back. So gently, we're being kind, we're just coming down. Knees bent. All I want you to do is very gently bring your right knee into your chest, hand under the thigh, then the left. Take your knees either side of your tummy. Just have a little stretch into the glutes before we transition into happy baby. So just holding it there for a moment. Releasing into the lower back, which is quite nice. We've just been in a wide forward fold, really releasing and stretching out the lower back, but that can feel tiring and the muscles can feel like they're fatigued. So very gently now, let's bend both legs to 90 degrees. Now remember, in this happy baby pose, we can hold the ankles or we can take a hold of the arches from the inside or the outside, okay? So I prefer the outside, and I'm pulling those knees either side of my tummy. So just really opening up. And there's a little sway there. I've got a wall in my way, so I can only sway a little bit over. You don't want to go for a huge sway because we are just letting a little bit of movement happen there, nothing big. And you'll just go all the way over if you sway too far. And then take a deep breath, bring them in. Let them come down. Very gently roll onto your side. Come over onto your bottom. And namaste. Stress relieving flow. Hopefully you feel a little bit calmer or a lot calmer. Just relaxed after that. Well done.